guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Alexis. If you're new here, welcome. In today's video, we're gonna talk about the differences in pay between LVNs or LPNs and RNs. So I'm gonna give you the insider information, spill the tea on how much money you may be able to make with each field and kind of things like that. So if you don't know my background, I am an RN now. I work in Texas. I used to live and work in Louisiana. And so I was a LPN for about 4 years. Before that, I was a CNA, but I got my LVN license in Texas. I just crossed the border and got it. So I was an LVN, LPN for 4 years and working in Louisiana. And then when I got my RN license, I stayed in Louisiana for about 6 months working there, but I decided to make the move to Houston, Texas, and kind of see how much more money and experience and things like that I can make. And it was a huge difference, and I don't regret it. It's been, what, 3 years now since I've lived here and moved here and have a amazing career and things like that. So, LPN pay. All nurses make different amounts of money depending on what state you work in, what facility, if it's a nursing home, skilled nursing facility, or if it's in the hospital, clinic, kind of what your schedule is, if you're working like 40 hours a week or just the 12 hours a week. So that's going to vary. And then, Louisiana is just one of those states that does not pay a lot to begin with. But, when you are an LVN, or if you're researching if that's worth to go into that sort of field and everything like that, obviously nursing isn't just about the money, but a lot of people, they want to make sure that, properly compensated. So wage is often talked about a lot because we are like work to the bone. So LPN, LVN, either one of those terms, one's licensed practical, licensed vocational. You'll hear me say both. It's the same thing. So anyways, first in Louisiana, I stayed on at the hospital that I had worked as like a tech. I stayed on that floor. So they quoted me to start off, I think it was like $14.50 an hour.
Wait a damn minute. What?
Plus $3 if I worked night shift, and then every weekend that I worked, that would be $2 extra more. So usually I remember them having like weekend people for some reason. So I really didn't have to work that many weekends, but I would always try to pick up. So usually I work nights, so I would make the $17.50. And then I would always work overtime. Like I was younger back then. I would work like, I would at least work 4 to 5 days a week if I wanted to. And so, I got that overtime money. So definitely if I was an LVN, it's harder now because, some places aren't letting LVNs come into the hospital. They're like, we want magnet status. They can't give blood. You have to work under an RN. There's all kind of like rules and stipulations. So a lot of places, even though we're like short of nurses, they kind of like don't want to take on LPNs or LVNs to work in a hospital. So those jobs are harder to come by, but they're not impossible to get. So I think working in a hospital would be better personally than working in a skilled nursing facility. You get more skills. You don't get as much money, I don't think. At least I wasn't quoted that much, more money or anything. I was quoted less money to work in the hospital. But if you're looking to advance, the hospital is where it's at. If you're looking, for a place that's going to pay for your education to get your RN license, or, you want to work med surg or one of those departments or things like that, that would be the kind of the case. But no, you're not going to make as much money as if you picked working in a nursing home or a skilled nursing facility. Now, I did pick up a PRN job while I was in Louisiana, and that was in the nursing home. So this was again working nights, but my base pay I think was like $16.50. If you see me look down, I'm looking at my paper. I wrote a sticky note of all my pay. Yeah, it was $16.50, and this is again in Louisiana. So $16.50 was my base, and then I would get paid $3 more to work nights, and then, you know, like $2 or $3 more to work the weekend. So there was money, you know, it was definitely a bigger pay raise. I think I ended up going there full time and staying on at the hospital PRN. I think that's what I did, just to make more money. But you know, there's a really big difference in a nursing home. You know, you're gonna have a lot more patients. Like at the hospital, I had maybe like 7. At the nursing home, you're in charge of like a whole hall, and that could be like 30 something. You know, it's not electronic. You're pushing meds on a cart. You don't have any help. You just have to like call the hospital if someone has an injury or is not doing well, and things are just like different. And I would say working there, it wasn't really good for, you know, that particular one. I'm not saying, you know, for every SNF nursing home. I didn't really feel like I was getting a lot of skills there. I didn't feel like, you know, the other nurses really knew what they were doing. They just kind of were like passing pills and that's it. And that's not really what I was interested in. But was it good money? Yes. So that is why I stayed on at the hospital PRN, because I felt like I was getting, you know, my knowledge and experience there. It looked good on my resume as well. You know, who doesn't like extra money? Again, I was younger, working 2 jobs was nothing. I always really had 2 jobs. So that was just amazing. So yes, the money will be better in a skilled nursing facility. Also during this time, I think after nursing school, I was checking around clinics. I really wanted to work a clinic job. I don't know why. I can't even tell. I don't know, probably the schedule or something. But anyways, they quoted me like $12.50 or $13, and I was like, absolutely not. And then, you know, you don't get the opportunity for overtime. You don't get that night pay. So definitely those are things to consider if you are interested in being an LVN. Clinic is just not going to be where the money resides. Like, it's just not. It's definitely going to be either a hospital or nursing home, most likely nursing home or SNF. And then working that nights or weekends. And SNF and nursing homes and hospital, they always have overtime. Get your money, get your coins. Don't try to burn yourself out, but it's always available. It's always going to be available. That's the thing I like best about it, because, you know, you got something coming up. You want to buy something, a trip, you know, let me put in a couple more shifts here and there. Boom, boom, boom. I got my extra money. So that's, you know, the plus side of, you know, nursing and different things like that. Always have overtime available. You're always going to have an opportunity to make more money. So clinic, it would not be for me. Nursing home, if you want more money, but not as much like acute care experience and critical thinking skills, go that route. If you want more acute care setting, critical thinking skills, emergencies, building up, if you're looking to advance maybe to an RN role, I would go the hospital route. Definitely, if you could do it, I would work nights. Just for the extra money, if that's something you could do. But day shift isn't bad at all. Like day shift, especially at a hospital, you learn a lot more than you do at night, I would say. And it's just so much more fast paced. You get to keep that circadian rhythm, that schedule. So those are all things to consider as well. So I did all that for 4 years. Oh, actually, I did work home health. I forgot. When I went back to RN school in 2017, 2016, 2017, something like that. I took on a home health job because there was just no way that I could work nights at either one of those facilities, and there weren't any daytime positions available. So I got a daytime pediatric home health job, and it was amazing because I was able to, you know, go to school in the morning time, and by the time I got out, the kid got out from school, and I was able to have that one case, be with them Monday through Friday. I had every weekend off to catch up on homework. I could do homework at the house. It was an easy, like, not too acute case, you know, give them medications, do an assessment, make sure they're good, no seizures, different things like that. And I got paid, what did I get paid for that? $17.50 for home health. So home health is another good way to make money or extra money as an LPN. They're always hiring LVNs for that field. I always see jobs available. They always have openings, and it's like such a differing shift. Like you can work all kinds of different hours with home health. And then most of the time I've seen lately they get paid by visits, not just hourly, but some places do get paid hourly. So it kind of depends, you know. A one-time, a new admission visit maybe $100, a repeat visit $50, another one $75, like, and then they pay your mileage, and then it's just really flexible. Like you can probably do a good 8 hours of work in like maybe 4, or if you're like based in the home, like doing work, you know, a shift, you're not rotating and going see patients, that could be something. To me, it's just like really easy money, easy extra money. It's a good job if you know, don't want to be too burned out from your other job, or if you need a job where you can maybe do like homework or do something during that time. And it's really rewarding work, especially with the person, you know, 5 days a week or several times a week, or you know, something like that, and you're taking care of them in their home. It's just a different kind of position, so that's something to look for too. Home health is a secret that not a lot of people ever talk about, and it's a good way to make some easy money and not be like too stressed or overworked, and kind of like work at your own time, own schedule type of thing. So basically, once I graduated RN school, I did go back to the hospital in Louisiana, my same floor. Everybody knew me. I knew the patients. Like, I was like, this is going to be easy. Like, I really didn't think about what I wanted to do too much after graduation yet. So I just went there, and they, as an RN, quoted me to start $22.50, I believe. Yeah, it was either like $22.50, somewhere around there. And this again is in Louisiana. I think I said that, but just to reiterate. So pay may not, of course, be the same. It varies state to state. And then I did decide to work night shift, so I got the extra, what, $2 or $3? Then if I worked weekends, I would get $2, and I did have the option to make more money as a charge nurse, which is just $1. And me and that manager, she just, I don't know, she wasn't working there that long, and she really didn't know me from my LPN years, and she was like, you're just a new grad, you're not ready to charge. And I was like, I pretty much take charge as an OVM because some of these people you have working here are morons, but that's just me, whatever. And like, y'all don't really do too much as charge nurses here. Like, charge nursing on that floor is nothing compared to what I did like here once I moved to Houston. Like, literally they would check the crash cart, check the refrigerators, make sure nothing happened, and that was it. So anybody could do it to me. But anyways, I digress. So that's about what I was making, $22.50, $3 more at night, and then like $2 more from everything on the weekend. Still not bad. That's a pretty good going rate. I remember talking to a few other people at around different local hospitals in Louisiana, and that's about, you know, what they were offered as a new grad RN, and things like that. But I decided, you know, after 6 months, I was like, you know, I'm really not gonna like advance here at all. I'm gonna be stagnant. You know, I don't really see a lot of diversity, a lot of room for growth. So that's of course why I moved to Houston. And I worked at a hospital on a med-surg unit, and I think they quoted me, my base to start was like 27, 28. It was something around there. And then, you know, I work day shift here, so I was really excited to work day shift. Finally, I didn't have to, you know, sacrifice working nights to make more money. That job was really amazing. A lot of people, you know, talk mess about the floor. It was an amazing like chaos. Like, I can't really explain it. I have so many stories from that floor. Like, it is insane. Like, you just would not believe the things that happened on that floor. It was an interesting floor because half was like inpatient rehab, then the other half would be like ortho joint day surgery, and then med-surg overflow. So you'll have like, you know, the 80-year-old stroke patient, you may have a hip patient, you may have someone coming in for total knee replacement over here, and then you may have, you know, like a 18-year-old that came in for like, I don't know, pancreatitis. You might have someone with UTI, pneumonia, and like you had 2 different charting systems. So you were just all over the place. Like, it was just chaotic, but I learned a lot. It was fun. A bunch of characters worked there. I still talk to most of them. Like, you know who you are. We will be cutting up. Like, it was hilarious. Like I just can't explain it. But I remember taking home about 1750 to 1800 a paycheck. So every 2 weeks, that's about what I took home after taxes when first moving here. That was a big step up to what I was taking home in Louisiana, which I feel was like, I don't know, like 13-ish, no more than 14 with working overtime. But here there was overtime available still, so I liked that. If I wanted to pick up extra money, I was just living my best life. Like, it was way more money. I liked all the diversity. Management really did love me. I was able to charge and I got a whole bunch of experience there, and it was just a good, hilarious time on that floor. So I did decide after almost 2 years to move into oncology, and so I did get a raise from oncology. This company doesn't do their pay by hourly. You kind of have to configure it because they put people on like a salary, but they break it down to work 36 hours a week. But let's just say the minimum salary for a new grad at this facility is probably about $65,000. No experience, fresh off, I was about to say fresh off the boat, excuse me. Fresh off the graduation track, you're probably gonna make something like that. And then their maximum salary, I think for the floor nurses, you can make 6 figures if you've been a nurse for like 10 years, you have a lot of experience, you get certified. There's money to be made there like that. Just say I'm making something different now than before I left that floor. So I'll disclose what I made on the floor as a RN, working nights, and then sometimes charging or precepting. You know, you get paid to precept and things like that too, but no overtime, working regular, maybe a charge shift in between. I would take home anywhere between $2,400 to $2,500 every 2 weeks. No overtime, no nothing. So you see, that's a big jump from my other job. It was like $1,750, $1,800. Now I'm taking home like 25-ish, 24 to 25. So there's definitely room for growth. I would say, you know, don't count out, you know, smaller cities, but sometimes bigger cities, you just make a lot more money. There's just, you know, more diversity, more room for advancement and different things like that. So, you know, you just kind of got to like fill it out, do your research, play with your jobs, and sometimes negotiate. A lot of people don't want to negotiate. It is harder when you're a new grad, because it's like, what are you negotiating? What kind of experience you have? But you can know, play up all your critical thinking skills, always be ready for your interviews. I'll do a separate thing on my interview tips because I always really like nail interviews. So different things like that, but just negotiate your pay. That's one of the good things about being an RN. There's not really one set pay, you know, everywhere. But definitely if you are LVN, if you are interested, look into someone that has tuition reimbursement or things like that, programs that you can become an RN if that's something you want to do. Some people don't want to be an RN, so I don't blame them. Do what you want to do. You know, usually hospitals and things have that, but you have to sign a contract where you stay on with them for usually like a year or two after you sign that, or any kind of like residency program. When you're an RN, I think you have to sign like a contract that you'll stay with them like a year after your residency. So there's different ways for new grads to get into hospitals and make money and things like that. And there's also room for always a side hustle. Everywhere is hiring. There's short nurses everywhere. Like I said, don't count out home health. You could work at a fusion clinic, dialysis. You could work at, you know, skilled nursing facility, nursing home, hospital, wound care clinic. There's so many options for you to make money. So that's pretty much the difference in the wages that I have made from LVN to RN, different phases of RN and different things like that. You just again have to do your research. Every state is different. If you have any questions or anything, leave them in the comment section down below. I know someone specifically asked for this video, so if I didn't touch on anything, just comment. Hit me up on Instagram. I'll post my little name right here. Stay tuned. I have more fun videos coming, some non-nurse content, more like beauty related, you know, plus size outfits. I just need to film it. Like I need to get on my grind. But anyways, yeah, stay tuned for all of that. I hope you all have a lovely rest of the week. And thanks for watching. Please share, like, subscribe, click the bell for notifications, all of that good stuff. And yeah, I'll see you next time.